There should be a moratorium on grind puns. Daily grind, grounds for dismissal, uncommon grounds, common grounds, sacred ground, grindstone. There should be a moratorium on mornings in general. The hour between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. should happen 3 times consecutively every day before the clock switches to 9:01. I'm a decent guy. I never hurt anyone on purpose. In college, I stood silently by when my friends threw TVs off the patio of the party house into the parking lot. I'm still thinking about my girlfriend's good question. Do animals ever freeze to death in the wild? Are they scavenged so fast you never see frozen fawns in their deer beds? Or do they have the inborn decency and good sense to run around when they're on the cusp of hypothermia? Or is every animal's fur adequately thick for any climate? Or are warm-blooded creatures so warm-blooded that it never gets cold? Does that mean humans are secretly cold-blooded? Holy shit. The coffee grinder is like a mood ring or Rorschach. Some days it sounds like it says, no, 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 no. Some days it says, yeah, 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 yeah. I know this about coffee. It has the reflexes of a tiger. I think it can read my thoughts, and it has its own thoughts. I think it thinks about killing me, but instead chooses, every day, to keep me around for its own amusement. What's that? Hello? Do you think the world is fair? No, 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 no. I know what you mean, Grinder. Do animals freeze to death in the wild? Buzz, buzz, buzz. Yeah, I thought so too. My buddy says there's a warehouse in Oakland, California, where all America's coffee is stored before it's roasted and trucked out. And if there was a dead halt to imports on coffee today, it would be 9 months before the country consumed the contents of the stockpile. 9 months like a gestation, but a bad gestation, but a good ingestion. My friend's friend went there and said you could snowboard down the mountains of beans, like hundreds of feet tall in a building that used to be an Air Force hangar. And no frostbite for any mountaineer on that particular Matterhorn. I wonder if they have heavy security. Yeah, 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 yeah. I also heard the Industrial Revolution happened because people discovered coffee. Until then, everyone made sure their water was safe to drink by mixing it with weak beer. So everyone was lightly buzzed and lightly hungover, all the time, day and night. Do you ever feel like you were born at the wrong time? Yes, yes, yes. Suddenly everyone was caffeinated instead of drunk, and industry thrived. Every morning is a microcosmic industrial revolution for me internally. My body is a wonderland, in other words. Parasites move from host to host via an unsuspecting body. Coffee hitches a ride to the garage, to the office, over the bridge, into uncharted territory inside me. My New Year's resolution was to be generous, same as it is every year. But have you ever considered how humor and failure are two sides of the same coin? Or maybe failure is like a shell that breaks open and you find humor in there? Or humor is like a shell that breaks open and you find failure in there? That squirrel is looking for his nuts, which is funny, but if he can't find them, he'll freeze or starve, which is failure. I'm looking for fulfillment, survival, and a decent cup of coffee. In reverse order of importance, with a tie between the last two items I said. Sometimes the sight out the alleyway is the actual valley of the shadow of death. And sometimes it's just a snowy alleyway. Me and these beans, just take a look at us. We're ground down, but we're still fine. Get it? That's a coffee pun.